Okay, hello everyone, and welcome. My name is Mage at Arms. Yeah, I think I'll stick with that. And I'm excited to announce my new YouTube channel. I'm thinking we'll do gameplay throughs, a commentary. I don't know. I'm still working out some of the details. But for today, I'd like to share my thoughts regarding the Helldivers 2 Halo ODST trailer. As a returning Halo fan, and now I'm sure you're probably thinking, returning Halo fan? Who is this guy? Well, who am I? That one keeps me up at night. But in the context of this video, I'll have you know that I'm a longtime gamer, a general nerd, and an enthusiast for sci-fi, fantasy, medieval stuff.
Daring today, aren't we?
Pretty much if it's nerdy, then I've probably been there. And if I'm being real here, at some point I probably will be if I'm not. And yes, it's true. I've never YouTubed before, but I've got internet, this microphone I found in my closet, and it's just make things up as we go. Yeah. But why now? Why is this a random nerd emerging from his cozy cocoon of anonymity, cobbling together half an idea of a YouTube channel? And as I mentioned earlier, that would be Helldivers 2, of all things. Yeah, now, I know Helldivers 2 isn't exactly new. I believe it was a PlayStation exclusive for a year now, right? But as primarily an Xbox guy, this is a brand new opportunity for me, and I'm actually quite excited to try this game out. But the real reason this caught my attention is the Halo content. This looks really cool, and it's also got me feeling some weird things about the franchise. And I'm wondering if any of you other Halo fans out there are feeling the same. Let me explain. I'm an avid Halo fan. If you haven't had the chance to play them before, or if Helldivers is your first exposure to the series, I highly recommend that you try these out if you ever get the chance. It's a first-person shooter with great gameplay on the surface, but there's a lot of depth to the world of these games that I don't think a lot of people realize. This might be something I cover more in the future, if that's something you might be interested in. But I've been playing everything from Halo, Combat Evolved, to Reach, and everything in between. Let's call these the classics, which very early on it became a very formative part of my personality. I've also played the modern Halos, from Halo 4 to Infinite, with some exceptions. And with the modern Halos, I slowly started to drift away from the franchise. It made some interesting choices in the art direction. I know I'm not the only one who feels like the games didn't quite feel the same, though. The first one had evolved in the title, I get it. Different times call for different games. But by the time Halo Infinite came around, I felt burned out. It was definitely a step in the right direction, but I felt like these games weren't being made to appeal to me anymore. And I guess, I don't know, I bounced off of it. I never even played the campaign. I know, it's on my to-do list. But, and then there was... I don't want to talk about it. To potential Halo fans out there, I do not recommend starting with the series. Just my opinion. But yeah, I stepped away for a while. I'm not proud of it, but I'm back. That's what's important. And that's in part because my lingering embers of passion were violently reignited by the unlikeliest of allies. And it still feels weird to look at. Not complaining, I'm just saying. Which finally brings us to Helldivers 2. Of course, I've heard about this game, don't know much about it, but as soon as I saw the armor, the weapons, the music, I pre-ordered it. I know, it's dumb to pre-order a digital game that's been out for a year already, but it was almost like a primal reflex. I'm sorry. Without diving too deep, sorry, let's take a quick look at the details here. Halo 3 era weapons, Halo 3 era armor, and does anybody remember the road to Recon? It doesn't mean as much as it used to, but having the Recon armor set unlocked used to mean you did something really cool to get it. Either way, it's still cool, and I'm glad to see it make a return here. And all of that together shows that this wasn't low-effort Halo content, or a low-effort skin. This was respectfully crafted content aimed directly, point blank, with a shot of nostalgia for good measure, at the fans of the classics. And that's what inspired this video. I started thinking, maybe I wasn't the one who left Halo. Maybe I was the one who was left behind. forgotten, until one day, out of nowhere, someone was merciful enough to look back and say, hey, I've got you. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking this and I just wanted an excuse to make some memes. Does anybody else feel the same way? And I mean the left behind part, not the memes part. But all that aside, Helldivers 2 looks like a ton of chaotic, exploding fun. I can't wait to get in and try it and learn more about this game and find out why Space Freedom is in so much space danger. I might come back with an update on my experiences with this game, unless you know it's horrible. But we'll see. Jumping feet first into Helldivers 2 blind, on a gut, nostalgia feeling is much more impulsive than I usually am, but I want to show my support for this game and say thank you. Thank you for remembering me over here and for using effective psychological manipulation to take my money instead of someone else's. I really appreciate that. More impulsive than that is starting a YouTube channel. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with me. If I'm being honest here, free time is more concept than reality, but thankfully I have the support of an excellent team working on this with me. My advisor is telling me that I'm shooting myself in the foot here with all these fancy edits, but yeah, we'll have to see how long our editor's able to keep up with this, and well, you know, whether this venture ends up blowing up in my face or not. That's a real possibility. You know what? Let's flip this around. I'm excited about it, but how do you Helldivers out there feel about having Halo toys in your sandbox? I'm really curious. Let me know. That's it. I'm done rambling. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see y'all next time. Okay, so I logged into Halo 3 just to grab a 3-second clip of my profile just to prove I had Recon for the bit, and it's gone. It's I made myself really sad